We are the Church of the Larger Fellowship, the Unitarian Universalist congregation with no geographical boundaries. We believe in cultivating curiosity and transformation that is rooted in profound love.
For over 85 years, the ministries of the Church of the Larger Fellowship have circled the globe and crossed the walls of prisons. We are a spiritual lifeline for our over 2,000 members in prison, who are also connected to individual Unitarian Universalists through our letter writing ministry.
In our online community, we offer weekly worship, classes, and groups. Our monthly magazine, Quest, supports the spiritual lives of thousands around the globe. We know better than anyone how deep and meaningful connections can be formed even from a distance.
We are proud to be a leader in this faith movement, and we invite you to get involved in our ministry. We strive to be a place where anyone from anywhere can find spiritual refuge anytime they need it. Welcome to the Church of the Larger Fellowship.
We are so excited to bring you an all-new episode of the Voices of Unitarian Universalism, known affectionately as The View.
The View is a weekly Unitarian Universalist talk show discussing important faith-based topics from an anti-racist, anti-oppressive, and multicultural perspective.
Since 2013, we have gathered every Thursday from September to June to welcome guests from around the world.
Our guests are writers, scholars, activists, and religious thought leaders who are shaping Unitarian Universalism and society for the 21st century and beyond.
We hope that today's show inspires you. We hope it builds your faith and gives you perspective to see the power of Unitarian Universalism at work in your life.
Welcome to The View.
Welcome, everybody, to the 490th episode of The View, Voices of Unitarian Universalism. I am Reverend D.C. Fortune. I use he, him pronouns. I am coming to you from Poland, Maine, in my house because the church has no internet today. And you may hear thumpings, which are my cats. They're mad that I have locked them out of my little... Anyway, so we've got a great program today.
You've locked them out, he says, as a tail goes by.
As a tail goes by. Right. Yeah. So, well, it's a theory, you know.
You think human, but you have locked them out.
Right. There is no locking out of cats. But it is a sort of crappy, rainy, gray day here in Poland, Maine, on the unceded land of the Androscoggin, Micmac, and Abenaki Confederacy here in Maine. How are things where you are, Michael?
Greetings, beloveds. Reverend Dr. Michael Tino, half of the lead ministry team of your Church of the Larger Fellowship, coming to you from beautiful Peekskill, New York, the land of the Quechuan, Wappinger, and Munsee Lenape peoples, where I do not have pets that will be joining us on The View. Just because I don't, not because I don't love them. It is going to be 87 degrees here today.
What?
In the Hudson Valley of New York.
We won't hit 60.
Like, I'm not ready for that. I mean, I love spring, and it will help the garden grow, and my cherry tree is blooming, and
the trees are having sex. How are your sinuses?
The trees are doing non-consensual things around me, and I am on many antihistamines and feeling good. Zyrtec in the morning, Flonase in the evening, and like it all works.
Yeah, you know how to party, man.
HEPA air filters in every bedroom. You know, it's all good. We'll get through it because everything is beautiful. The tulips are blooming. The lilacs are budding. Hi, Hammy.
This is like T.S. Brooks Frothingham.
And
has no brain.
I several years ago planted a dwarf cherry tree in my backyard, and it's a variety that does not need another cherry tree in order to bear fruit. Stella, it's called Stella. That's the variety. So that's, of course, her name, Stella, the cherry tree. And she is in full bloom right now and is absolutely glorious and will probably produce 3 cherries that the birds will eat. The birds will eat before I get to, but she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. And,
Well, good.
And that's worth it. So.
Well, good. All right. We've got a great show. We've got a couple of things I want to touch on before we go anywhere today. And that is, we want to mark a sad day in Unitarian Universalism. Natalie Fenimore has gone to be with the ancestors. For those who did not know her, she was a religious educator extraordinaire, serving our congregation in Shelter Rock, New York, and has been a dynamic and moving force in our movement for a long time. And we need to stop losing incredibly smart, powerful Black women. I don't know how we I don't know what to do with that, but we want to mark that passing and acknowledge that there are people who are really sad about that today. And she went into hospice like yesterday, I think.
She announced she was going into hospice, I believe, on Friday and died yesterday.
Yeah.
But at least her last few days were under extraordinary pain management. And Aisha Hauser, my co-lead minister here at the Church of the Larger Fellowship, got to New York to say goodbye to her.
Good.
Yeah. And we send our love to the fine folks at the UU congregation in Shelter Rock, in Manhasset, Long Island, where Natalie was the senior minister. And so, but a great tree has fallen, they say.
And so we've got bad news and we've got wonderful news today, in that we have one of my favorite content providers, Maggie Weber, who will be joining us. She goes by the name of Refashioned Hippie and does delightfully sarcastic cleaning of the stupid wealthy people and the amount of stupid money that they spend on really terrible fashion. What?
Oh, I love that such a thing is skewered. That's all. That the amount of money spent on.
I have the easiest job in the world.
Like making fun of Kardashians. Like,
it's not hard. Yeah.
So Maggie, welcome. I didn't get a bio because I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
No, I don't want to. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate this. I'm basically just a mom in Maryland who is kind of failing upwards. I started selling clothing online, and that led me to being on social media. And I became more aware of luxury fashion and how insane it is, and realized that when I shared that with others, it was something that really resonated with people, because no matter what your religious beliefs, political alignment, whatever, everybody can laugh at a $34,000 skirt. So,
particularly if it's exceptionally ugly.
It's
even if it's gorgeous, it's $34,000 for a skirt.
It's knowing that I could hire 2 people full time under our minimum wage policy in America, one to walk in front of me and one to walk behind me, and I would still be paying less than the cost of that skirt. Like, that's what blows my mind. Yeah.
Not that minimum wage should be that, but yes.
Oh, it absolutely should not, and I imagine we'll get into that. But yeah, like that's what bothers me. Yeah.
So, but right. So now that I have said the cats are out of here, they are doing nothing but climbing furniture. My apologies.
They want to meet Maggie. They want to meet Maggie's dogs.
Oh yeah, I have 2 dogs that are currently tiring themselves out. Hopefully you won't hear them, but that's in no way a promise.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, so you sell clothes online. I don't know that I knew that's how you started. I just found your stuff and found it hilarious and started following. So, you sell clothes online, resale clothes,
So what I do, I started on like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, places like that, everywhere that you can resell clothing. What I focus on now is whatnot shows, because most of what I get, I receive as donations, because people know the clothing I sell benefits my daughter's college fund. My goal is to be able to send her to college on 100% people's unwanted goods. So every Thursday, I have a sized show. Tonight it's going to be plus size women's clothing, where
Awesome.
I sell it for $2. So $2 out the door. I'm a quick turn and burn type of model. And yeah, that was how I got my start, is selling that clothing online. Because I come from thrift stores. I worked in thrift stores for 10 years. And I love it. I love what I saw. But let me tell you, it is shocking just how much clothing exists.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to buy new clothing. We don't. So I love that I get to be a conduit for making those purchases. So people are not shopping fast fashion. They're not shopping from Shein. They're supporting me. They're supporting my daughter. I make some money. My business is all about recycling, and I'm able to give very affordable clothing to people.
Sweet. What the heck was it? I have a friend who lives on Nantucket, and she also comes from not money, right? Not Nantucket money, right? And she's like, you should see the dump store. Oh my God, rich people throw out crazy shit. Yeah. So yeah, it's like trash day on Nantucket is like, redneck, like glory. Although they look weird if you drive around and pick up stuff off them.
There's an island here. My dogs are very loud. Sorry. There's an island that you have to have a community pass to get onto.
Oh.
And like, I want to swim over. I want to paddle on a raft and just see what their trash day is like. I'll get in there one day. I swear to you.
How do they do that?
I got nothing, buddy.
Is it owned by an Epstein?
Oh no, there's one bridge on, and you cannot get onto the island unless you have a community badge for their community.
Yeah, there's an island off the coast of North Carolina that's similar. It's one bridge, and like you need the code or something, or a pass, or an invitation from someone who owns a house there, who's put you on a list.
I now have a goal.
Dude, I'm one day going to turn into the garbage woman from the Labyrinth with just like packs on my back, because like, I'm that person. I'm that psycho that walks around my neighborhood on trash day and is like, oh, that's a lovely credenza. Like I can't stop myself.
Right. Yeah, my both of my parents are dead. I have one relative from that generation who is my aunt, and I am her only living relative. And she is my only from that generation. So it has fallen to me to help her out as she ages. And she's just gone into an assisted living place.
I'm going to take my dogs out. I'm so sorry.
All right. While she's doing that, I will share the story of my aunt who, what the hell? Oh, I know what it was. My aunt is a bargain shopper from way back. Like my grandmother taught us how to shop.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was one of those ladies at Filene's Basement on Black Friday. Okay, but she was the Irish version, not the Italian ladies, right? I mean, there were different flavors of the same crazy, but we both learned how to shop, bargain shop.
My family were the Italian flavor of that crazy. So,
Right. So my aunt some years ago found a sale and got a mink coat. I am morally offended by mink. Like hamburgers are a thing. I will wear leather. Okay? There are no mink burgers. Right? Raising something just so that you can kill it to wear it is just not cool. But now that she's gone into assisted care, I have the mink coat. And I'm going to cannibalize it for some sort of probably scandalous craft project. that I don't know. I could talk about here if I was not currently serving a congregation. Let's put it that way.
I want you to notice I'm thinking of a loincloth, and that's frightening to all of us.
It could be that scandalous.
That's
it could
what
be more.
happens when you
It could
get
be more
these details.
scandalous.
So
I was thinking more of sensory play. Just because it, like, wearing dead things strictly because they're fashionable to me is obscene, and so I have a different kind of obscene use I'd like to put that mink fur coat to.
DC's Mink Merkin score.
interesting show you boys have here.
Oh geez. So ow, shit. So here's a thing. We talk about wealth disparity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you make fun of ridiculous, obscene. I will say obscene in a bad way, right? Ostentatious, just over the top consumptive stuff. God darn it, my brain, Michael, rescue me. My brain has just ran out of words. Oh, warehouse fires. Warehouse fires. The poors are getting sick of the riches. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, because a lot of times you do videos that say, rich people shit the poors have never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the poor are getting sick of it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's true, and you can correct me on this. You seem smarter than me. That we have the greatest wealth disparity now than we've ever had. If you look at what happened in Versailles in the late 1700s, like it's worse now than it was then, and it's something that we've all simply gotten used to. And unfortunately, we still peddle this American dream. You work hard, you're going to build your place in this society. And so many of us act like we're pre-rich, like a couple smart business moves and I'm going to be a Bezos. And it's like, no, you really aren't.
Yeah.
I've had most of the advantages that a person can have when I was born, and I will never be a Bezos. The self-made people who started with a small loan of 400 million is like, that's not us.
Right.
Well,
and you spell your name Rockefeller or something.
Right. And it's this whole capitalist bullshit that convinces people that we need to coddle the ultra rich because maybe one day I'll be that.
Yep.
Which is just, it's utter fantasy bullshit nonsense designed by the ultra rich to keep them ultra rich.
And the one good thing, I think, is that we are aware of it, and it's always poor folk helping poor folk.
Sure.
Yes, of course, wealthy people do have altruistic sides. There is philanthropy. You can see them starting foundations, but so little of that actually goes into the hands of those who need it. Absolutely. It is performative. It is tax write-offs. It is so that Uncle Larry can have a job because he needs something to do,
And don't get us started on the nonprofit industrial complex.
Yep. Nope.
Michael just came through the annual fundraising drive. Ish.
No, but that's the thing.
I'm applying for grants, right? It's like,
that's how I got my start.
Please, rich people, please.
That's how I got my start. I was asking a corporation for $500.
Yeah.
Really?
And the application was 17 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
You had to write an essay about, why you should get the money, why other organizations shouldn't get the money, which I didn't fill out. And I took a break from that, went online, and that's where I saw a $34,000 skirt. And the disparity of that struck me so much. That's what I made my first video about.
Really?
And I was
$500. You could do phone sex in 2 hours and make that money.
Oh, I know. No, but that's the problem, is there's so many wonderful organizations that are just begging for help. And then there's someone who's willing to spend $2.5 million to go to Coachella and just have this great weekend.
Yeah.
But I do, there's way more of us than there are of them. And usually that's a negative. But I do see that we are helping one another. Gonna let the dog back in.
Oh God, dogs. I think cats are like cats are like your elder folks who are grumpy and don't want to be left alone. Dogs are actually just toddlers who will not be ignored.
Especially if they're gigantic dogs like Maggie's.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
You
love your dogs.
Yes. And I used to have, and my little dog used to be all over the place all the time. But she was official. She was absolutely ferocious. She was 9 pounds. She was a miniature pinscher, and she had no idea about the miniature part. She just thought she was a full-size Doberman, and acted accordingly.
So I have 2 pit bulls, and they are sentient bowling balls. Like they have no personal space is not a thing. I think Tank would live in my womb if that was an option. Like if I had a pouch like a kangaroo.
and they're big muscular dogs that like think they're lap dogs. Yeah.
And I try, like, I love doing stuff like this. I'm always scared when it's live because it's like, hey, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, that is exactly the kind of dog that my daughter would love us to get. Is like some giant dog that just wants to cuddle with her. So
yeah, a Newfoundland or a Saint Bernard or something that would also horrify your sinuses.
It's also good. Well, I'm not allergic to dogs, just trees. And my backyard is roughly this big. So, the kind of dog that my child would want would not be able to survive in that yard.
She'd just have to get a saddle and
ride her to the park.
Ride it to the park, yeah, or something. Yeah. Oh God. So I'd like to you lift up one of the things that I really like about your stuff, aside from the like being sarcastic and all of that awesome, wonderful stuff, is that you lift up individual artists, like individual makers. Absolutely. Can you tell us about like some of the cool stuff that you've seen and found in?
Yeah. I'm not going to remember any names. I feel like a monster. I'm just always amazed by what people can do with their hands, because that is not a skill that I possess. I met this astounding artist from Ukraine who does this beading work, and she made me this absolutely incredible sushi beaded necklace. It's like 1.5 feet long.
Wow.
And I just happened to find her page. I featured it, and she said, I would love to thank you. Can I send you something? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And then the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life showed up on my doorstep.
Wow.
And again, it's like, I can't do that. And there's not a machine that can do that. And I love getting to work with artists, because when you tell an artist, here's what I want, you can see it. When they're talking to you, they'll be like, yeah, sure. And their eyes have glazed over because they're thinking of something better. So like, I love working with artists because they then do something better. So she was absolutely incredible. I just found out about this chocolate company that's local to me. So I'm going to do a tour of their facility, but they make chocolate bars.
The hardship.
I'm sorry?
The hardship having to tour a chocolate place.
I suffer for my audience. I do it for you people. But no, they make chocolate bars that are themed by like great works of literature. So their Odyssey bar has like sea salt and like Greek inspired ingredients. And like, how smart is that?
Right.
And what better gift could you give a woman than a book, a chocolate bar inspired by that book, and 3 hours of some goddamn alone time to read the book? Like, that's all I want. Give me a blankie and a candle and get out of my house. Like, and again, that's
a bottle of wine
that I'm hoping can grow, because it is truly a blessing that I have been given this platform, and to be able to feature people doing creative things is an honor.
Yeah. And you do, like, I love that one of the things that you do where you're like, look, here's this ridiculous, like, $400,000 necklace, or here are these 7 artists who make their own stuff out of weird shit they found on the beach.
Yep.
It is actually, you know, clearly a better quality and looks nicer than that other pile of horse.
I mean, there's also just some dark shit going on right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like, the world's not the most fun place right now.
Yes, thank you.
And I think it's important to remind people that there are people who are doing good things. There is hope. And
that beauty exists and,
Yeah.
and is accessible to you.
There's a woman in France, in Paris. She has a store called Fabric, where she is taking, you know, terrible polyester clothing that we all wear and recycling it with a plant-based glue into bricks that she's using to build homes for the people of low income.
How freaking cool is that? Are they like boring red bricks, or are they like all different color bricks?
No, they're actually very colorful.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And again, it's like, I love that woman saw a problem and said, what can I do about it? And everything that she gets from companies like H&M and, you know, those bigger companies that have a lot of clothing they need to get rid of. So she gets it for free. Instead of being incinerated, instead of going into a landfill, it's being turned into homes, which is just incredible. And I think we all need to know that, because like sometimes you hear something real bad, and you just need to know that in the back of your head that good things are happening.
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And and I think I'm struck by the other day, today's Thursday, so yesterday's Wednesday. Tuesday, I had a little bit of a bonfire at my house. Monday, I had gone down to help out clean out my aunt's books at her house, because she can't take them all into the senior living place where she is. And, you know, I sorted them out like these. I know somebody who's interested in this particular topic of theology, so I would save those for her. And then I've got this other pile that's from my stuff, from my collection, anything that says first edition. Okay, I'm totally a book snob like that. I will totally snag those, even if I don't like them, if it's first edition, sure. And then there was, you know, stuff to donate to the book sale at church. And then there was 3 of the super jumbo, almost the IKEA bag sort of things, of books that were weight loss, 27 recipes to burn fat, how being a size 6 will make your life perfect, like all of this stuff. I burnt every fucking one of them.
I thought we were going to fight about burning books, but I'm okay with it now. Now I'm okay.
I know. DC posted this, and I'm like, 99.9% of the time, I have like a visceral reaction to burning books.
Me too.
And, like, books that are used to harm people is like the 0.1.
Yeah.
Or I found Snooki's book in a thrift store, and I was like, I can fix you, and I crafted with it because I couldn't let that out in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. Like those, like there are many millions more copies of that crap, right, out there in the world. But that particular pile is never going to harm another woman. Is never going to tell another woman that she's too big or too small or not smart enough or too smart or too loud or no.
No, unfortunately, there's so many voices saying that like you will be deserving of love when you drop those 10 pounds, that like anything we can do to just shut that up is good.
Right. Yeah. And I love the one of the things I'm not sure, Michael, how much of Maggie's material that you've watched, but there are a number of things about body size positivity that you focus on that I love. Mm-hmm. There's the like the series of the clothing my boobs laugh at. That's just hysterical. Where it's like, here's the Band-Aid bikini. Like, what the fuck?
That's right? A real thing, Michael.
I have no idea. Like no doubt. I have no doubt because you invent the most ridiculous, misogynist, like clothing, and like I'm sure that it exists.
One
And
of the
it's
things,
probably $50,000 the Band-Aid bikini.
oh, that would actually be a fun challenge. Is can you come up with something more ridiculous than luxury designers have? But that's one thing that really offends me is when a piece of clothing is created that a woman cannot walk, cannot stand, cannot eat, cannot sit, cannot poop. It's like we don't just exist in a room and stand. Like we do other stuff.
Mm.
I have a busier day than this. Like it's astounding.
Remember those shoes that you were looking at the other day, recently?
So many situations. Huh?
Like who can walk in these things?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, there's shoes that designers have created where you're literally supposed to stand there. It's more of like an art installation than shoes, and it's like then don't call them shoes.
Right.
Then they're not shoes.
You call it a pedestal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. A 2-part pedestal.
And you actually need to hire some of those minimum wage assistants to get you in and out of them.
But that's the thing. Again, it's like this is not a flex. Like go build a dog park. Like what are you doing? Like
yeah, build a library, like add a science wing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So so tell me, plus size designers, who are you seeing that's good? Or people who are designing clothes that include people with what I call human-sized bodies.
Like a human, yeah. I really liked Christian Siriano's latest collection. He has sizing up to size 30 on his website. Really? And he just did a runway where he had plus-size models walking right alongside regular size models. And just so you guys know, I don't know how much you know about high fashion. Size 6 and above is considered a plus-size fashion.
Oh, for the love of.
Which would be like what, 90% of women?
So the average woman in America is a size 16.
Right.
Marilyn Monroe is a 14.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to be a 000, maybe a 2 if you want to be a runway model, but that's pushing it. 2, they might not have as much available in your sizing. And why we have accepted that, I don't understand. Why we still act like that's okay.
Well,
is beyond me.
I think there's an interesting sort of, I don't want to say evolution or revelation, but a growing awareness of how much beauty standards in the West are determined by the Epstein class.
Yes.
By men who are attracted to children.
Yes.
And particularly to the weaker and more vulnerable you can make somebody appear, the better they like it. And that's a fashion standard. Go ahead.
I want to talk about that. I don't want to move completely away from brands that I actually like because I know there are a lot of plus-size women. So I'm sorry. I'm going to go back.
So a question about Christian Siriano's collection. Were the plus-size models on his runway size 30 models, or were they size 10 models who were wearing?
No, they were like actual human plus-size models.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
One of my proudest moments for him was he had a model who's traditional modeling walk down in a corset, and then he had a plus-size model walk down in the same corset.
And she rocked it.
She looked so good.
Didn't she?
She looked so good.
Damn. Yeah.
So that's sort of like the higher end. If you want to spend $4,000 on a dress, I think Christian Siriano is doing a really, really beautiful job. And he respects a woman's body in a way that not a lot of people do. Because for so many plus size women, especially, it's just like, here's a floral tent, fatty. And it's like, no, we still have, like, I love my curves. I want to show my curves. I don't just want to like hide 80% of my body.
Right.
Torrid is a really good brand. Soma, Adore Me are really good lingerie brands. Fenty X, Savage is really good. Lane Bryant is actually coming out with some really cute stuff.
Really?
There's very good options for women. If you're going to shop on something like Shein or Temu, I know that those brands offer plus size categories.
But Temu plus size has got to be this big.
I'm gonna say, please, check your sizing, because I'm 16. I'm a 5X in China. So know what you're ordering, but also please don't order from those brands. Please go to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, Whatnot, Vinted, any other resale website. Look for that exact thing you're looking for. I guarantee you will find it, and you will not be financially supporting brands that directly contribute to such horrible environmental factors as well as slavery. That's my soapbox. Let's move on to the next soapbox. But yes, so many beauty standards are defined by people who are trying to make us look like prepubescent girls for the rest of our lives. And any woman over 40 is basically dead. Yeah.
This is one of those things where I cannot form a coherent thought. I get so mad.
No, I mean, we've accepted it for a very long time, and I'm very happy that that is starting to change, that we are not holding ourselves to this standard anymore. And, you know, social media is a cesspool, but there are a couple good things. Thank you, Lalani. One of the things that I really enjoy is that you do get to see women like me. And when people value my opinion, although a lot of things are controlled by the algorithm, it gets viewed more. So we're starting to see real people talking about real issues. And when people identify with it, they like, they share, they subscribe, they do all the things, and it gets pushed more out there. So in a lot of ways, there is a little bit of equalization that's starting to come out. And it's not just the Victoria's Secret collection every year. You're going to feel terrible about yourselves. Like, they are being forced to change because we are not taking it anymore. If a brand makes a big change, it's because we made them. Like, Google whatever scandal led to it, because that is how change happens.
Right. Yeah. No, the change in capitalism is never driven by values. It is driven by profit.
Absolutely.
And it might be the consumers who are driven by values, who are saying, yeah, I don't value this shit anymore. I value this other thing. Change that, or I won't buy your stuff.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned Lane Bryant. There used to be another one. Like, there were two stores that carried like fairly mainstream plus size clothing for plus size women, plus size bodies. And one was Lane Bryant, which was forever. And then there was this other one. Oh, it was right next to it. And I remember where it was. And I cannot come up with the name of it. But
that's something like Chico's or Torrid or no?
No, but there was and maybe that isn't, but it started out as, I only knew it as plus size when I was still shopping for women's clothing. And then they came out with, then there was like, oh, we have a plus size and then we have a smaller size store. And eventually they sort of like had the stores combined but split in half. And then eventually they got rid of the plus size line. And Fashion Bug.
Oh, Fashion Bug. Yeah.
I think I sprained something, but yes. Jesus. It's been a while since I've shopped at either one of those places. So, yes, but I remember for a long time, Lane Bryant had the only like comfortable bras for plus size women.
I had an awful day about a year after I had my daughter. I went into a Victoria's Secret, and because that's where I always shopped for bras when I was younger. And I said, can you measure me? I haven't had a new bra in like 5 years. I don't know what my size is anymore. So the woman measured me and then just clicked her tongue and said, honey, you're too big to shop here. And I was like, what? And she said, there's nothing in the store that will fit you. You could maybe check online. And then she just turned around and left.
Wow.
And I sat in my car and I cried for about 10 minutes. And then I went into Torrid, the store she recommended that I went to, and they measured me and said, oh, I'm sorry, you're too small.
What?
Check our website. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first girlfriend 100 million years ago before she had reduction surgery. We had the worst time trying to find appropriate bras for somebody in her 20s that, didn't want to look like they were made by Portland Chain and Cable, or look like they, were designed for some matronly, grandmotherly type that came from the old country, right? Like there just weren't any options for a young woman who happened to have a body that didn't fit this, stop at size 12. So let's see, what's Leanne saying?
So I want to lift up Leilani's comment. My favorite fashion things are because I took sewing classes and visible mending classes. Internet shopping has helped me support vendors that carry my size and match my ethics. So thank you, Leilani.
Yeah,
but we should learn how to mend things and how to make things and how to tailor things. I don't have the first clue. My grandmother was a seamstress, and it brings me no end of shame that I don't know how to do those things.
You know what? No one does, though, because now clothing is so cheap that people just feel like, okay, so a button fell off. I can't wear it anymore, but I paid $5 for it. I wore it 3 times. I've gotten my use out of it, even though that material will outlast your children's children's children. You feel like I got my value out of it because clothing is simply so cheap now.
And I want to send it to that lady in France to make into a house.
Have I got a deal for her for some navy blue gabardine?
Oh my God.
Let me tell you guys, though, in my clothing sales business, I get clothes that I can't sell because either there's a rip or a stain or a tear, or it's just completely plain. And I love upcycling stuff. So one of the easiest things that I do is you can take a t-shirt and turn it into yarn and then knit or crochet with that yarn. So like I make bags out of old stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I also like to just upcycle.
How do you make yarn out of t-shirts?
Oh, it's super simple, guys. It's the simplest thing in the world. Look at me. So you take a t-shirt, you cut it into strips that are about a finger's length wide, and then when you pull it, it will naturally roll into this thing, and then you can just knit or crochet with it like you would any other material.
Do you how long are the pieces? Do you have to knot them together and stuff?
So men's t-shirts, which I think are a lot easier, do not have seams down the sides.
Seams on the sides, yep.
And they're almost always 100% cotton because
so you can
everything is so simple for you. So those
spiral.
Yep, you just do a spiral. So like this was an old men's t-shirt. That's just one complete thing. When I can't do that, I have bags that I have a loom because I'm a psycho. So I will loom women's t-shirts together because we do have that seaming you have to cut down. Let me grab a thing. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing a thing.
Go do a thing. Yeah. So and when she gets back, I will explain the legend of the navy blue gabardine that lives on and on and on.
Did you actually move it with you from Pennsylvania?
Oh yes. It's in my garage now. So Maggie, the thing with navy blue gabardine, I shop. Remember, we've chatted before about how bargain shopping is a full contact sport. I shop auctions online, and I found this military surplus auction when I lived in Pennsylvania, and they had like what they call dead rolls.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. A fabric, navy blue dress navy blue gabardine. It's a wool polyester blend, and they had here's this lot of 11 pieces, and here's this lot of 18 pieces, and here's this lot of whatever. So I bought it. I showed up. The guy came out with a forklift. There were 18 rolls on a pallet.
I'm salivating, just so you know.
Actually, honey, we can meet up somewhere in between because I've still got about 800 yards of that shit in my garage.
Look who just got cuter.
Honest to God, like I buy fabric and weird shit because I will make knife handles with it, right? Because I do mostly bad blacksmithing, right? But I make knives out of stuff, and then I make this material called micarta, which is layers of fabric that is infused with and compressed with epoxy resin, so that it comes out like plywood, but actually more solid and better colors. And I was like, oh, I'll get some of that. 1,100 yards I ended up with.
Only so many knives you can make.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much stuff in the world. We don't need to make new stuff. If you guys have not seen, Max Alexander is a 10-year-old boy. He just showed at Paris Fashion Week. He is the youngest person to ever show, and his collection was 90% made of upcycled materials or reclaimed fabrics.
That kid's amazing.
Absolutely.
So Leilani Online asks, what do you think of ordering custom clothing items off of Etsy?
Absolutely support it, 100%. Because you are not supporting a system that exists because of slavery. You are supporting a person who made a thing. And how much more interesting are you if when somebody asks about your clothing, you get to say, oh, I had it custom made by this person. That's a flex.
I ordered this from an artist.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I every now and then I have a potter that I work with who made these little tabletop labyrinths, like meditation labyrinths. It looks like an oversized coaster to the uninitiated. You have one, Michael? Yeah, there it is. Nice. Yeah, I commissioned this guy to make these. This is
one of the ones you commissioned him to make.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and he's a dear friend who's a pagan and Lowell Hill Pottery, Penobscot, Maine. Yep. And I periodically will order. I'll say, hey, can I get 20 of those things, and he'll make up a whole new batch, and I get them at a particular price because I commissioned them, and now he has the mold, right? But yeah, every now and then when I hand those out to somebody, like a gift for a new member, right, or a gift for a staff person just coming on, something like that, I'll be like, yes, I had those made, and that is a wicked cool flex. Oh my God, the cows!
I made a mistake putting this on. It's 93 degrees, but like I made this from an old Shein top because the arms were completely blown out. But yeah, like this was not hard to do. It's a size medium, and I am not. But like it's
adorable material. Also, that trip to the cow farm was just freaking epic. Oh my God.
That was my favorite thing. So same thing with this guy. I'm going to embroider some flowers on this. But this was a Shein shirt that was terrible and I hate it. And this was an old sweatshirt, an old Simpsons sweatshirt that was just completely destroyed. So I put it on a jacket.
Do you work with bleach as well?
I do. I love bleach painting.
Bleach painting on like denim and dark fabric and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I once Tide bleached a pair of jeans.
Oh.
And it was great.
Yeah, when you order something that a person made, by the way, you make a happy dance happen. Like when you order from Shein, no good is done in the world. But when you order from someone off Etsy, you made that person's day. That person is texting 4 other people saying I sold a thing. Like it's doing so much better in the world. And I guarantee it's going to be better quality.
Yeah. When I sell a knife, I'm like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that person can message you and ask you about the knife, and you know because you made it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Mostly my knives, like every now and then I will make them to sell, but a lot of times I make them as gifts for people who are important to me. Mm-hmm. You know, like every now and then somebody will be like, I would like a knife. And I'll be like, sure, I'll charge you a stupid amount of money for that. Sure. Oh, Michael. Yes. Michael has a knife of mine.
That's amazing.
Isn't that handy?
This was a spruce cone.
A pine cone. Yeah. Right. That I set in resin. Yep.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Okay, can we talk? Because I got a man who would lose his mind.
Yeah, and I think that's got, show us again up close by the handle. That's got a, no, that way, stop. Right, that's got a piece of copper there as the bolster.
That is so cool.
A little piece of copper plate. Yeah, we can talk. Sure. And Michael says it is the sharpest thing in his kitchen.
It's not in my kitchen right now. It's in my office, so it's the sharpest thing in my house.
It's just reachable for some reason.
Right. Well,
just in case I need a really sharp knife.
I don't know what you do in your free time. I'm new here.
To open letters that are, particularly onerous. Phone bill, slice. Yeah. But I wanted these pine cones because I was working on this project. I've seen those handles and I wanted to figure out how to make them. And so Michael and his daughter, she was like, what, 4, 5 maybe at the time? They went out and picked up pine cones all around the house and sent them to me.
She was obsessed with pine cones at the time. So we went to the park and we collected a big bag of her favorite pine cones for DC.
And they sent them to me. And I was like, I need to send you a knife in response, in thank you.
Yeah. And Darby, super fan, treasurer of our church, makes handmade brooms and sells them, and says it's hard just not to give them to the people she loves.
Yes, absolutely. I can't tell you how many strong women in Unitarian Universalism have a knife that I made. Because
what a wonderful sentence. I'm sorry. Just before you even added that I made it, just what a wonderful sentence.
And Leilani does not want her craft to be turned into a side hustle because.
Oh, Leilani, let me also just say I respect you for making that decision because I have monetized almost every minute of my life. Because no, seriously, I'm a hustle culture person because I really value being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm going to leave in 10 minutes because I have to pick my daughter up from school. And I love that I get to stay home with her, be her mom, get her every day. Mm-hmm. But it's really easy for people to say oh, you should monetize everything you do. And it's
all the fun
completely fair and wonderful for you to say, no, I do it because I like it.
Yeah. The same thing with me. Every now and if I relied on that for my living, it would be no fun anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Same thing with cooking. I love to cook. I love to be creative and do amazing things. And I've worked in a restaurant. That sucked.
My mother used to say, "Oh, we should open up a restaurant," and I'm like, none of us would ever want to cook again if we did that. And my brother and I have worked in restaurants, and we're like, no.
I remember for a while when I got my first KitchenAid mixer, I went through a spell of making cookies, right? And so I sold them.
As one does with your first KitchenAid mixer, right?
Yeah. I sold them to a little coffee shop in downtown Bar Harbor, right? To some friends owned the place, and they're like, "Hey, can we buy some?" Just sure, whatever. And so that year I made boxes of cookies for everybody at Christmas. And I remember I gave somebody the last of the boxes at a Christmas Eve party. And they're like, "What's your favorite cookie?" And I'm like, "Oreos." Anything I didn't have to make.
I was a despicable human being when I first got my air fryer.
What's the other thing? The KitchenAid mixer, and then the Instant Pot.
Yes.
Right.
It's like you join a cult. I want to knock on people's doors and be like, "Have you heard of air frying?" It's.
Can I share the good news of the air fryer with you?
Oh, please.
Pizza, nachos, it does it all. I hate myself.
Good, Michael.
Oh, I have an Instant Pot, and it's if it's gonna save me hours worth of work.
When I began to appreciate my Instant Pot when I would I'd get out in the shop making knives, and I would forget what time it is. And I would come in and it was cold, right? I'm in the shop. I got the forge going. I'm not cold, but I get outside and I'm like, oh, hell's bells. This is nasty. And I'd walk back into the house and I'd be cold and I'd be tired and I'd be hungry and I'd be filthy. And I would take lump of frozen something out of the freezer, stick it in there with a big can of tomatoes and a package of curry sauce mix, hit the button and go take a shower and come back and I've got curry. This is a wonderful thing. So, yeah.
It's all good. I've got a pot roast in my slow cooker right now, and my whole house smells like pot roast. You're making me hungry.
Yeah. So, before we're done, because we got about 5 minutes left, what is the question you wish people would ask?
How do I send you money?
That's brilliant. Okay. that is the best question. How do I send you money? So how do people seduce people send you money?
So, in all seriousness, please, if you want to track me down, check out my Linktree. I think it was earlier in the show, but I have all of my social medias. I have my clothing sales. I have written 2 books. My 3rd will be coming out later this year. I do audiobooks as well. And if you are interested in learning how to do any of that, I'm a big believer in community. So I have just mentoring sessions where you can come ask me questions about how to get into audiobooks, how to start your own selling website, things like that.
Are you familiar with Mercury Stardust, the trans handyman?
The only people I follow online are dogs. I'm sorry.
Mercury Stardust is this fabulous trans woman who teaches people how to fix their own houses.
I love that.
And one of her taglines is, you're important enough to learn a new skill. You're worth learning a new skill.
Mm.
And this past month on Trans Day of Remembrance, I don't remember, I think it's she, did a live stream for like 36 hours and raised $1 million for trans affirming care. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you need to follow her because she's amazing. And just stunning. And this is a thing, I think this is her like 5th year of doing it. The Trans Handyman, MAAM, it's Mercury Stardust. Freaking brilliant. And again, it's one of those, like, we help each other out by teaching each other how to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And if we're like, okay, you've taught me how to do that, I have no desire to do that. I make this, can I trade you? You've showed me how to bake. I don't want to, I don't care. I don't want to bake. I don't want to bake. I'll make you a knife if you'll make me bread. You know, that kind of thing. Like, sure. Like, I think that's what's going to save us from absolute destruction.
I mean, I can tell you, I'm living by myself for the first time, really. And there's so many things that it's like, how do I do this? And just thank God for the internet. Like so I absolutely agree. Like anyone, but especially a woman, you should have a toolbox. You should have a box with tools in it. Like if you need a
not
screwdriver,
the one you keep under the bed.
I'm sorry?
Not the one you keep under the bed.
You should have 2 boxes.
Listen.
You had to happen.
We're not going to tell you not to multi-purpose your tools. Come on.
Be careful with the Sawzall, though. That
the blade. Be careful.
Come
with
to my
everything.
next mentoring session. Funnily enough,
be careful with everything. It's all good. Consent, safety, we love it, but have a toolbox and learn to use them.
In reference to both boxes, love yourself enough to know how to take care of yourself.
That's right. Oh my God. We're like, we got 2 minutes left. We should totally have ended the show on that. Maggie, I will.
We totally can.
I've got some resources for you for home fixing stuff.
That'd be great.
Okay. And totally, I've got some gabardine.
All right, give me the gabardine, and if anyone has the number for a rich elderly man with a heart condition, I will also take that. That would be lovely.
And on that, thank you so much.
Oh, don't leave on that note. Oh, no.
You know what? If somebody's got the number of an old guy like that, by all means, I want a slice.
I'll do a finder's fee. That seems fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
if I can, just one last thing.
Yes, please.
There's a lot of things that are very near and dear to my heart. The charitable causes we've discussed, the small artists we've discussed. I also on YouTube have a series of just like safety tips to protect kids.
Yes.
That feels especially important right now. And there's a lot of things that I am learning from my own audience that I'm trying to turn into videos. But if you check out nothing else from me, please check that out. Share those tips.
Number one tip, no adult is going to need help from a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those have been.
I'm gonna have to check those out because
please do. That's
my
the one
daughter
thing.
is 12, and that has been on my mind a lot. Maybe we can spend another hour talking about those some other time. That would be good.
Maggie, thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
No, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry, I gotta head out.
Yeah, you gotta
It's
go.
all good. Please
All right.
go get your daughter, and thank you. And
I know how to leave.
we'll see our viewers next week with another show.
Talk to you later.
Take good care.
Bye-bye. Alrighty.
Thank you for joining us. Special thanks to everyone who gives generously to this ministry. It is because of you that this ministry is possible.
Visit clfuu.org/give to make a contribution.
We hope you will join us next week for another episode of the Voices of Unitarian Universalism.